The cabin lights dimmed as the plane glided smoothly over the Atlantic. Most passengers were dozing off, headphones in, blankets wrapped tight. In row 10, a woman leaned against the window, fast asleep. She looked peaceful, ordinary, like any other traveler. No one could have guessed the weight she carried in her past. Suddenly, the captain's voice broke through the quiet hum. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a medical emergency. Our co-pilot has collapsed. We need assistance immediately. Is there anyone on board with flight experience? Combat pilots, commercial pilots. Please make yourself known." A ripple of panic spread. Passengers sat up straight, eyes darting around. A few gasped, some prayed under their breath. Row 10 stirred. The woman blinked awake, disoriented until the words sank in. Slowly, she unbuckled her seatbelt, stood, and walked down the aisle. "I can help," she said softly. The crew looked at her, almost doubtful. She was just a young woman in jeans and a sweater, not the image of a rescuer. "Ma'am, do you have any flying experience?" A flight attendant asked nervously. The woman met her eyes firmly. "Yes, combat experience." Murmurs swept through the cabin. She was escorted into the cockpit. For a moment, she froze. Flashbacks of roaring engines, desert skies, and the crackle of radio calls flooding her mind. It had been years since she left the Air Force. Years since she vowed never to touch a cockpit again after losing her wingman. But right now, lives depended on her. She slid into the seat, hands steadying on the controls. The captain, pale and sweating, gave her a grateful nod. "You're in charge, Lieutenant." Her heart skipped. No one had called her that in so long. As turbulence rocked the plane, panic broke out in the cabin. Children cried, a man shouted a prayer, but in the cockpit her voice was calm, commanding. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your acting pilot. Stay calm. We're going to land safely." The storm clouds outside churned, lightning flashing across the wings. Every passenger held their breath. For 40 tense minutes she guided the jet through darkness, her training resurfacing like muscle memory. Then, finally, runway lights appeared in the distance. Her voice cracked slightly as she whispered to herself, "Come on, one last landing." The wheels touched down with a heavy jolt, then smooth roll. The cabin erupted in cheers, sobs, applause. Strangers hugged each other. A flight attendant collapsed in relief. When the doors opened, passengers lined the aisle, not rushing out but waiting, to shake her hand, to thank her, to tell her she was a hero. She smiled faintly, though her eyes brimmed with tears. For the first time in years, she felt something lift inside her, not just pride, but healing. A little boy tugged her sleeve. "Miss, were you scared?" She crouched to his level, smiling warmly. "Yes, but sometimes being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It means you do it anyway, because other people need you." The boy grinned wide. "I want to be brave like you." Her chest tightened, but in the best way. That night, when she finally walked out of the airport into the cool air, she realized something. She hadn't just saved the passengers. She'd saved herself. Closing message. Kindness, courage, and compassion have a way of waking us up, even when we think we've left our best days behind. Sometimes a single act of bravery can inspire hundreds of hearts and reignite our own.